Hello and welcome back to the Developer Diary Breakdown for Götterdämmerung. I'm Aldrahill and I'm joined by special guest Bonnie right here. She seems fine with it, and we're talking about these special projects that are upcoming in Götterdämmerung. This is a hugely requested feature, almost as much as my dog is requesting for me to put her down. Dear God. And it's going to be all about nukes, but also weird stuff. There is a whole wealth of information available on the Developer Diary itself. If you want to read the words, go check out the Dev Diary, I will link below, and if you want to watch a video where Paradox has very eloquently explained things in a very short format, you can check it right here as well, link below. But we're going to be talking about almost every element of the Dev Diary right here, so stick around. Thanks for joining me. Hello, I'm Aldrahill. I will be covering all the Dev Diaries for Götterdämmerung every single time they release. If you don't know me, I make HOI videos on YouTube with a specifically historical leaning, but also a lot of weird challenges, so this DLC is just so good, filled with history and stupid stuff. The whole vibe of special projects in Götterdämmerung is about new and interesting technologies. Yes, we have the nukes. Yes, we have the V2 rockets, but there's also all kinds of weird things too. They've split them down into physics, naval engineering, aerodynamics, and land warfare, which means that there's going to be a lot you have to balance and manage. We have new experimental facilities where you can choose to build them. I might as well build the nuke one in New Mexico, makes sense. And they come with a very snazzy little on-map icon, which I like a lot. And this is our new research tab, or rather a slot on the research screen where we can see the projects and the experimental facilities we have available and what we can research. It looks like we can assign scientists to those facilities to work towards breakthroughs and to work towards crazy science stuff. Seems rather like it's a ticking thing every day where scientists work towards breakthroughs so as to be able to unlock them. Okay. So you have to have breakthroughs before you can actually start special projects, which means that you are going to be gated somewhat by chance unless it's just a daily ticking progress. Okay, it is just daily progress from your scientists, so that's fine. You just need to wait a little while until you get available breakthroughs. This is going to be heavily gated by country-specific scientists. Like, you know, we're going to have Oppenheimer for America. We're going to have all kinds of crazy scientists with specific focuses in different countries. I can tell you are going to have to specialize pretty heavily. Like, you're not going to be able to have every single one available. Like, this is clearly an example of Germany where they've got aerodynamics and land warfare. So they're focusing on crazy cool tanks and planes, but they're not doing much on nukes. I guess because maybe there's going to have a cost associated with it. I'm not sure. Some projects require other projects to be completed, and even in the same specialization. To start the ICBMs, you need to have a few other rockets, but also nuclear warheads. So it's going to be a long chain. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to consider. So we have progress given by daily ticks, I imagine. Okay, and you can get some related technology, army XP, depending on the outcome of the iteration phase. Okay, so it's actually going to be separate rewards. So with Super Heavy Howitzer, the output gives us research bonus for artillery and a breakthrough progress in land warfare. That is very cool. So you can cascade different prototypes and different projects into helping and influence one another, as well as just experience for the scientists themselves. Okay, so it is going to change. There's going to be variability. That is super cool. I want lots of replayability. I want lots of different things that can happen. We have also some choices we can make. We need to decide what we actually want to focus on. Our rockets, for example, they could be range focused or explosive focused. So presumably that means we gain stat bonuses based on the options we pick. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Facilities have to be hooked up to a supply network. They have to be built on a supply depot or naval base. And some consume resources whilst in use. Oh no. Oh boy. So like, yes, here we go. So the firepowers we've gone through a super heavy howitzer, and that makes it cost way more production, but we get tons more soft attack and collateral damage. Ooh, give me the Dora. Once the project is completed, you receive whatever you were working towards. Nuclear reactors give you nuclear reactor buildings. Super heavy railway guns give you that piece of equipment that you can work towards. And when you complete the V1 project, you gain access to techs that allow you to research to improve those rockets, but also to rocket-powered bombs. Okay, so it's a lot, again, cascading. Bouncing bomb project to unlock for planes to allow you to do dam busting air raids. Dam busting, World War II nerds unite. Dam busting is incredibly interesting bombs designed to literally bounce upriver so as to strike a dam at the perfect point to burst it, so as to just flood terrain and ruin everyone's day. I am looking forward to that. If you watch the video, they do make a specific mention of some of the dam features, so definitely check that out. The idea of adding dams to the game at this late stage seems really interesting, but can you use them for power? Oh, it'd be so incredible. Or in the very least, there's just going to be obstacles for you to burst, like the bursting of the Yellow Dam, which occurred in 1937-38 in the Sino-Japanese War. Could you do things like that either deliberately to yourself, or is it just about like ruining people's ability to strategically redeploy and damaging attrition? There's so much here that I want, but we're only talking about the experimental stuff and the research stuff. None of the cool stuff, that's for later. You can also capture the experimental facilities. Okay, so you can just take them. Great, I am taking New Mexico and we're gonna start nuking everybody, perfect. And most importantly, we have the scientists. Individual scientists are able to be assigned to different research facilities, and if they're not doing any prototypes, they just give you flat research bonuses. Okay, fine, that's cool. Scientist is now the new character role. Okay. Gonna have Heinrich Fock and Peter Adolf Theisten. I know I'm pronouncing that badly, but it's gonna be cool. You have individual scientists can have individual specializations, making them much better for those projects, and that's how we're gonna be getting specialization in countries. Germany's gonna have all kinds of rocket tech and weird tank cruiser, like land cruisers, and America's gonna have specialisms in everything. No, mostly nukes, probably. I mean, lots of different projects available from the V1 to the V2, and that's it. That's all you get. And we're also gonna have the fake weird ones, like the British Ice Carrier project. Some of the projects that didn't see the light of day are really interesting. I mean, Habuk is about making essentially a floating ice carrier made of pykrete, which is wood pulp and ice, which is just fantastic. And the RATTE project, give me the rat, give it to me. I desperately need to make that. I am fully envisioning rat only. Let's go. But basically, it's mostly focused on individual equipment. Oh my god, helicopters. Give me them. Give me the helicopter. But also, flamethrower tanks are now being included as part of the research. So you need to research them to unlock them. Very, very cool. Some examples of some of the naval things we can do. So cruiser submarines, very cool. Longer ranging submarines. The midget subs, beautiful. Air-independent propulsion systems. Oh, that's working towards the ability to have submarines that can actually be staying under for much, much longer. Click to disable underway replenish. It won't need to go to port to get refueled. Convoys will come to the task force while underway to refill their tanks. The range is increased by 42% at the cost of a number of convoys. Wow. Oh my god. So this essentially means that at the huge cost of fuel and convoys, you can make it so you don't have to go to port to be refueled. Oh, that's going to increase the range. The range increase, that's going to make Navy, Germany, or all kinds of Navy things so much better at the cost of fuel. Like America's Navy is going to be crazy. Some of the land technologies, military engineering vehicles. I'd love to discuss that. I know the Bergpanzer that Black Ice has one of those, but I don't quite know what they do. Flamethrower tanks, the Land Cruiser, and the glorious multi-charge large caliber gun. Oh my god, the V3, the hypothetical. Slap one of those in Dunkirk and bomb the hell out of London. There's some changes to old content as well. Obviously, they've moved to V2s and the Manhattan projects and all the other things that were previously already researchable and easily accessible, like flamethrowers and things, to these special projects. Very happy with that. Means that they're more gated and allows you to specialize in them. I think that's awesome. And there's going to be a separation between the big boy railway guns and the small lads. So like the Dora and Schwere Gustav are going to be different than the, just the regular little lads that fire pew-pews. That's going to be cool. Everyone loves a nice super heavy railway gun. Annex ratio 50%, speed 3 kilometers, 40 bombardment. Oh my god, amazing. And we're going to have separations of rockets as well. We've got flying bombs, where the rocket base is a little different. We have ballistic missiles for V2s, which are not affected by anti-air. That one is really, really cool. That's going to make it far easier to saturate bomb Britain. Beautiful. And we have to actually produce the rockets now. Great. I like this a lot. Okay, I like this a lot. The core mechanic is actually being included in the patch together with some of the special projects. So the A-bomb and the V1 and V2 rockets. The DLC gives you access to more special projects and probably all the hypothetical ones as well as a bunch of other new content. Oh, the motherships. Yes. And the next one's going to be focusing on Hungary. Now, I think this is something that Paradox has needed to add for a very, very long time, because the nukes and the way in which you develop this kind of alternative technologies, the V-rockets, it's just been crap. You know, you just research it, you just have to remember to do it, and you lose a research slot for 1,000 years. And that's really annoying. So now it creates more specialism, a little bit more micro, but it allows for really weird combinations. I bet you some of these are going to be absolutely broken as hell. Some of these are just going to be absurdly powerful. I'm sure maybe, oh god, special project only. Special project only. We have to have this. I feel like whenever I read dev diaries, all I'm thinking is, what kind of stupid, crazy thing can I do, and how can I make this system just implode on itself? I love looking also at some of the artwork that's available that they show us in the dev diaries for individual researchers. Werner von Braun, that is a stylish picture, my goodness. The art team for HOI do such a great job, though they do make it pretty hard to cut them out for thumbnails. For me, by far, the one I'm looking forward to the most is the land warfare facility. I'm really excited to make the RATTE, the land cruiser, just any kind of weird thing that they can do. And also, imagine the modding. Imagine all the crazy things that mods are going to be able to add to the game now, whether in, you know, weird alternative universes or even just in things like Kaiserreich and other things like that. There's going to be unique and weird super projects and probably a few pony-related things as well. So relatively sparse dev diary this time because it's talking about only a very specific feature, but that doesn't mean I'm not incredibly excited. Super heavy howitzer. I really just love more specialization. I love Black Ice. If anyone watches my channel, I'm sure you know I do love Black Ice, but it is incredibly complicated right down to individual types of artillery. It's crazy. But somewhere in the middle, a little compromised middle ground would be perfect, and a little bit closer towards the Black Ice level seems to be what this dev diary and Götterdämmerung in general is pushing towards, so I'm really psyched at that as a concept. I just think more granularity, more little things you can do, some of which could be skipped if you don't give a crap. You know, like in Black Ice, a common recommendation is to forego other types of artillery and just use one. You lose some stats, but it's easier, less complicated, and more efficient. But I want the choice for granularity, for historicity. I want to be able to be a nerd. And this is all that is. It's just gigantic World War II nerd crap. I think perhaps maybe the thing I'm most interested in actually is this right here, that it actually makes direct gameplay changes, the underway replenishment. It's not just, oh, here's a tank, here's a new submarine, here's a nuke, a V3. It's a specific thing that changes the way you fight and changes the way your navies operate. I know it's only going to be a little bit more range, but that's amazingly powerful, I think. What if there are other things for armies? What if there are things that allow them to have unique attributes or unique abilities, or, I don't know, tunneling to give them supplies? Not quite, but I'm really love the idea of things actually reinforced by the UI and that actually change the way I play HOI. And I think a lot of people are going to be very happy with the idea that you can actually get some of this in the patch without paying for the DLC. Really fantastic. I'm so far really loving the dev diaries. I got a little bit late to them. I missed the first reveal and I was a little late to the second one, but this time I'm going to release the video on time. These dev diaries are going to be continuing every week, every single dev diary, which is 1 to 2 times a week. I'll be covering all of them, so definitely subscribe and like the video if you would like to see more and have lots of challenges. And if you're interested in picking up the DLC for yourself when it releases, the links down below will allow you to buy it, and it will give you a Steam key, and you can support me a little bit as well. Thank you very much for watching. I was Aldrahill and I'll continue to be, and I am so stoked for Götterdämmerung. Bye-bye.